in the ever-continuing quest for Richie's internet stardom.
Hey, man, you're on it more than I am now.
Yeah, but I'm blaming you. So
Oh, okay.
we're back for another one of these shoes.
Absolutely. I'm going to like and share it. Get more people involved.
Seems like a smart play. This is designed to both be watch us live, interact, and watch on replay. So feel free to catch us when you can. I'm going to bring us up here.
Hey.
There it is again. Starting to feel like old habit.
That's correct. Yes.
So I looked at it like the other shows we've done 4 times each. This will be the second time that we've done the catalog show.
Mm-hmm.
What is the catalog show, Richie?
Well, the catalog show actually kicked this whole live show extravaganza off last month, and it's part us showing you the most complete data of comic books releasing. Back in the day, there used to be a big book you could look at, and unfortunately that book is now gone, but we've painstakingly put in work, me, Keith, Sean, and a few other people, to try to get this 100% accurate on our website. So this is part of showing it off to you. It's going to be kind of talking about what to look for, and also just kind of a celebration of one spot to find all your catalog needs that you potentially might be missing with the downfall of the catalog monthly previews catalog. That is,
it takes a lot to get us into new habits for all of us old timers and all this. So this is our attempt to present something working and usable. I need to. Doesn't mean nothing if I don't add it up there, huh?
that's true.
So if you want to follow along with us at home as we go through this, you can join us on the website, iwantmorecomics.com. From there, shop across the top, and we are going down to the ordering catalog September for September 2025. Jumping in there, we only have 1,454 items.
And we will begin with one. Now we start with, we're not going to go through all of them?
No, I think that doesn't fit in 30 minutes. That's just a guess.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I haven't heard. Maybe you've been working on that speed talkie.
That would be insanely fast.
I'll let you go, and I'll just keep up with the clicking.
Good point. Yeah, there are 1,400 items, over 1,400 items, in 41 pages of the catalog.
So, biggest deal here is that I'm going to tell everybody that's a lot to look through. That's a lot of things to go at and all this. So we really have tried to build some tools, and we're taking feedback as to how things work on this, and to make it a little bit easier. I want to really highlight, this is the show that highlights the filter more than anything else that we do. All the other ones seem more manageable when it's only 400 items on an FOC.
Yeah, 8 pages versus 41 is quite the difference.
But here on the left side of the bar, and we're using everything on the desktop. The mobile has all the functionality, but it's just in a little bit different spots. You can click around and see where it works. Big areas that I would highlight here: vendors. So you are a DC fan, you are a Marvel fan, you could be an IDW kind of guy. That's over here underneath vendors. So just by clicking just straight to one of those, everything up on your pages to scroll reduces down to what you're looking for. You can multi-collect any of these. You can turn around and go, oh, I want DC and I want trades and hardcovers, so that you can kind of filter into really where you're trying to get to. Creators, artists, cover artists, and writers are in here, so you can make sure that you're not missing some of your favorites.
Like if I'm looking for my Frissons for the entire month, I can find them right here.
Let's try it. You can only blow up in our face, right? And there we go. So pretty sure that blew up right in my face. There's no drip one in there. Why is she not tagged out? I'll have to find that out. Cover theme and crossover event. Now, this is where we go a little bit deeper and we add a little bit extra to the catalog to try to do this. Cover themes are where inside of a month, they're going to have several of the same type of cover spread out among several books. And of course, crossover event makes a lot more sense for people who have read comics forever. Two big events going on right now are the DCKO and the Age of Revelations. In fact, I'll refresh this page because I think I'm adding more into these right now, so they're still catching up on and updating on the website. Expected release date and FOC dates are on here, but I don't think that those are really the best things to dig around the catalog. The catalog's kind of got a different focus to it. And then again, shelf locations down here. This is where you can even filter it further to just like, oh, I care about the independent trades. This is really useful for trades, manga, to get to those parts of the catalog individually. But we have that, and then we have also distilled some of the information a little bit further, and we have a slideshow presentation for you today.
Look at that.
So you can be going through the catalog and looking this up online, but we also wanted to highlight really what we find the biggest use of the catalog, which is to turn around and to find new #1 stories, to find the trade paperbacks that you want for your collection, and especially when you're like digging through like manga, it's a really good area where you get it all in one spot kind of idea. But say specifically variants, hot variants. Well, many of the items in the catalog are still not going to have images up just yet. Those will be better for the FOC show. That's kind of ordering variants is always the thing that you get a better look at everything book by book on the week that the final orders are due. Usually we're going to have final images by that point in time, so we can kind of make a better decision.
Yes.
So started off with creating pages here for each one of the publishers and what are their #1s. Creative teams is kind of a little bit of notes for us here. Richie, for you on DC, what stands out?
So Batman Green Arrow, the question is going to be a really neat Black Label story. For those that follow along, Batman the Green Arrow and other people have been in one-shots and short stories a lot. This is hearkening back to those stories. It's got a 1980s kind of social thriller aspect to it, a lot of detective noir, but more, I don't want to say modern because it's not modern anymore. It's really 80s kind of grit, hard-boiled, gritty alley kind of detective storytelling, and I'm very excited for that one, especially as a Black Label. DCKO Night Fight is obviously a focus on our DCKO event. That's going to be a crossover event for the entire DC. In the month that we're talking about here, it's actually round 2, and we're going to be talking about Batman specifically in Night Fight and his family. The really cool part about that is Joshua Williamson, who's kind of headlining the entire DCKO run, is in charge, and of course Dan Mora artwork is phenomenal. For those that enjoyed or are currently reading the amazing Deadpool Batman that was given out by Marvel yesterday, this is going to be DC Marvel's Batman Deadpool, which is the response to that crossover event between the two publishers. This series, I thought we sold out of, I think it was over 200 comics in 40 minutes. And the thing about it right now is that if you guys went to the comic shop, your local comic shop, and went, oh man, they ran out so fast, I thought I could get there by 11 and they'd still be around. This is the way you can avoid that. And as good as Marvel was, and I'm not trying to, put down one to bring up the other, I'm just going to put it plainly that I think that DC's had a little bit more time to prepare for this and brought out just 2 barreled shotguns and are just going crazy with the covers. Anybody you can think of that's on fire right now, you can tell that they have a cover. And outside of that, there's just all the characters as well that they've put out. It is really, really cool. And even there, as Keith's kind of scrolling through, I'm looking at 3 or 4 that I want to get. And then there's 2 more that I'm just like, do I have to get that? I mean, Andy Kubert's is great in the idea that Gambit's throwing the giant Joker card. That's phenomenal. Jim Lee has a Wolverine. In 2025, we are getting Batman Wolverine by Jim Lee in an official capacity. That is not something I thought I'd say. There's just incredible works. I mean, Bermejo with Dr. Doom and Joker, Dan Mora with the splash page. Bill Sienkiewicz is doing the response to Ryan Stegman's Batman. So if you liked that Ryan Stegman reflection shot homage cover, this is the response to that. And of course, they got Sienkiewicz to do it. So there's a lot of options here. And I think that with those options, they are going to go so fast. So the next time you guys hear Keith and I talking about it, there's a huge chance that we will be like, this is your final call. Like, because after that, when we did Batman or Deadpool Batman, by the time Keith and I put our faces up on the screen, we had already ran out of 2 variants. That's how quickly these things go because they're that popular. I've had people all day today trying to get more, and it's really frustrating that we can't. So this is how you stay ahead of that game. And luckily, and this doesn't happen all the time, we have a lot of imagery to go with this kind of comic book. So
book is final orders are going to be due on October 27th. Mm-hmm. We actually have some time on this book. So catalog is not when the deadline is. Catalog is some of this stuff in the catalog will be on the deadline as early as the 29th of this month.
Yeah.
We will cover it again on FOC when it gets to that point. But again, catalog is long-term planning. But there's nothing that stops you from jumping now. I already have someone who just found out about this week, was able to get in early and get a full set of variants on Tuesday when we open up ordering, and has come back and ordered a full set of these variants for when it launches in. I think this is going to be right before Thanksgiving.
I think that is correct.
It drops in shops the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So it's huge, it's big, it's blowing up, and I liked a lot of the Marvel variants.
Yeah.
Man, these...
every time I look at it, I'm like, come on, man.
Mark Brooks?
Yeah.
You know, like...
yeah. Suzumakia, it's ridiculous.
Amanda Carr, the Lozano to me also is yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know how you get there. But,
I don't either. That's a personal problem that you have to deal with, trying to figure out which one you actually want.
Yeah. So back to what we had here. There, Harley and Ivy.
That was the last one.
Yeah, that number one is one I would pay attention to. One of the things we do also, if you're a hold slot, we will turn around and add you to what we think is like-minded books.
Yeah,
so Harley and Ivy
suggestions.
Yeah, it's a suggestion. It is. We obviously had add on anybody who's on Harley, anybody who's on Poison Ivy. If it wasn't for you, you can turn around and tell us, no, I'm sorry, I didn't want that. I didn't, please, release my copy. No problem. We put it in there so that you're protected, because we assume if you're collecting Harley that you want to stay on top of your character kind of thing. So we're just going to give you the option.
Yeah. And Harley and Ivy, The Life of Crime specifically, is going to be a telling of the origin of the Harley and Ivy relationship. We've had certain comics that kind of embrace the relationship, but there hasn't been a really linear story of it. And this is where we're going to go back and kind of dive into how they became friends, then because they start out as enemies, then become friends, and eventually to lovers. And this is kind of the story that kind of encapsulates all of that journey. So I think it's going to be a pretty big one.
Moving into our next one, Marvel has actually enough number ones that they're spread along 2 pages. So Hulk gets 2 different ones.
He sure does.
Infernal Hulk and Hulk Smash Everything. Echo looks really good to me. And Doctor Strange is back with a new number 1.
That is correct. I had Daredevil and Punisher, Devil's Trigger, which I think is going to be fun. Anytime we get Daredevil and Punisher together, it's about, should we go to the extra level of justice, and how far, where does justice end and revenge begin, and is there a difference? And I think that's going to be an incredible book with Jimmy Palmiotti on the front of it. New Doctor Strange is always good. Predator Badlands is going to come off of the Predator Badlands show. So for those that are enjoying the show, there's going to be a continuation of stories within that comic book.
Then also a couple things here. I was going to point out that X-Men Tales from the Age of Apocalypse is actually collected stories from the original Age of Apocalypse. That's not new material.
Mhm.
So turn around and be aware. But if it's something that you want to grab because of having that, we get 2 different Ultimate books. The Ultimate Universe
Big
is
ones.
winding down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ultimate Universe 2 years in. We got the 1 year in annual last year around this time, and we will jump into 2 years in after that. The Ultimate Endgame has a ton of covers, including a blind bag cover that we'll talk about, I'm sure, in length. And then, as you can see, Wiccan coming out from the Witches Road series on Disney Plus. Wiccan is getting a Witches Road special, so we'll have that in comic continuity. We're going to go back there and kind of add more comic book lore for Wiccan and his journey.
Mm-hmm. Image is not going to sit on the sideline and not to participate with new number ones, and brings in several that really grab attention. For me, number one probably up there is going to be Die Loaded.
Yes, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, going back to the Die universe, if you guys have not read that, I would highly recommend it. The trades are, I think it's 4 trades for the original run. This is a new miniseries, but again, it's what happens when Dungeons and Dragons meets Jumanji. The kids got sucked into the alternate world and spit out changed. And what happens in that first series about who not everybody made it back, what goes on, and then having to go back is well worth the trip. This is again same creative team, so I expect them to be right on A game with that.
And to add on to that, if you're into Die or have liked playing those type of role playing games, Die also will have a quick start guide that you can get with the catalog. So you can actually play the game Die with this quick book that will come out at the same time as Die Loaded #1. So really cool stuff there. Final Boss I looked at, which was really neat. It looks kind of like really it's a love letter to 90s action comics. It's going to be full high octane attacking with Tyler Kirkham at the writing seat as well as the artistry seat. I saw a ton of stuff that looks like that. And then Youngblood coming out with Rob Liefeld as well.
At the top of the list for me there,
Yes.
Capes. You're getting Kirkman and writing his some more superhero related for his world. That's going to be there. And I did want to point out that Image and DC are both making sure Santa Claus is in. You've got the Spawn universe for this one, and you got the DC holiday special is I saw Santa getting kissed.
And not to leave Spider-Man out of the room, he has this holiday special.
Holiday special too, but he hasn't directly mentioned.
He hasn't met Santa Claus.
So we'll have to see who shows up.
The Capes thing is also kind of a reprint, but is been remastered that has new dialogue in it, has new art and dialogue in it. So if you were a fan of Capes, or maybe you didn't know, you actually might get a little bit something extra if you're an expert on it as well.
Now we're into the other publishers. These publishers typically wouldn't have just as many #1s, so we kind of run through them this way. Boom's Berserk, the Bleeding Tide. They have, instead of how Berserk was set up at the beginning with 12-part first one, it's been a lot of 1-shot to 3-shot to 3-parters kind of thing. So we're back with more story. And again, Marjorie Liu now with Keanu Reeves. They kind of have a rotating cast of comic creators working with Keanu on this. So should be good. And from everything I understand, they're still working pretty hard to really make this a big franchise in Hollywood with both animated and movie, or animated and TV.
I believe it's both. Yes.
Yeah, it's both down the road.
And the concept here is like Berserker always kind of goes into eras, and obviously this one is leaning into the pirate ship concept of the eras here. So it's a story about pirates and deep sea diving for treasure that may make you crazy.
Dark Horse has 2, Miss Truesdale and the Wise Men, Star Wars, Hyperspace Stories, The Bad Batch, Rogue Agents, because it's got to have that many parts in the title.
It's got to have it, yep.
Both those have relationships to past work there, so fans of those get more content. We had seen before Fantastic Four Gargoyles. Now we're getting the Gargoyles Fantastic Four from the Dynamite side of things.
Yes.
And also from now from Disney, The Lion King gets its own book. That's on the heels of last month. We came back Maleficent. So those properties are still going strong for Dynamite there.
I believe that they had Stitch just recently, and now they're moving into Lion King. I think they're more on the Heroes side. It will be young Lion King from what I read on the catalog. So
the main cover shows both Mufasa and Simba.
Yeah.
So it looks like
that era.
It's that story era. And that kind of makes the most sense because there's tales to be told there, whereas all of Mufasa's
right.
to Simba taking over is kind of the movie. So
yeah, we kind of know what happens there.
You have new stuff there. IDW, I guess it's just Richie's month.
Yeah, boy howdy. So obviously we have the Turtles have to go against Godzilla because I think it's mandatory. Godzilla's got to throw hands at everybody. So why not the Turtles as well? That begins their issue number 1. The Battle Nexus is one of the things I am excited for. I'm to make it more cloudy though, it will be 1 month. So whereas DC, it's kind of like DCKO or Marvel Battle Worlds where everybody's going to be fighting, but these will be once a week. We're going to get each round. I was asked, what does that mean? How many characters are there in Turtles? It's actually timelines. So Battle Nexus will be different versions of the Turtles. So you have the Eastman Turtles, or the original Peter Laird going against the 90s cartoon, going against the 2010s cartoon, going against the movie verse Turtles. Who survives then? And it's going to be 4-on-4 the whole way across. Very excited.
I think it's 5 weeks on that one, isn't
yeah,
it?
And I believe you're right. And the covers are awesome. They're really hard to figure out what you want to, because they're drawn in their style as well. So wonderful stuff there. We checked out Galactic. I didn't know if I took any notes for that, but Galactic is going to be actually Distillery.
Yeah, a Hollywood type teaser on it that said, what was it? If George Lucas and Quarantino
yes, that's right,
had a baby, and there's another word inside there. You can imagine what they did to get to the baby.
Yes,
but that's what you got. So it does look like it's a space opera, Tarantino style.
The ones they said it's for are for fans of Star Wars, Saga, and Sex Criminals. So that's a pretty swath of readers, and I think it might be a little interesting, but that's not really a surprise with Distillery being a really great idea place. I really love the ideas that come out of Distillery, regardless of my hangups about how they print.
Ordained turns around and sticks out a little bit because it's both Robert Venditti and its main cover is a priest squaring up. If a priest is going to throw hands.
Well, and Robert Venditti is also one of my favorite writers of Red Hood for a long time. He did it from like 2008, so I want to say 16 to 2021, something like that. So if you're a fan of those writings, this might be a good one to grab onto as well.
Also, I'll point out Arcadia by Ignition Press. Inaki Miranda and Roy Miranda are the creators behind We Live. So put that on your radar for I liked something in the past. Do I like what they're doing now kind of idea?
Yes.
Over here, again, a lot of different ones. What stands out to me? I think I just put this together, but I don't think I actually read into many of the details over here. So I want to kind of put it up in case you say, oh, Night of the Cadillacs, oh, that's something I care about. But I'll tell you, this is not the most familiar to me, so I'm not going to.
We are getting into the very, very independent here. I did remember Ferocious. Ferocious was a story about a giant warrior woman that came through a small village town and wiped it out with one swipe. And this little boy that survives it goes on a vengeance tour, but he has to train, and he ends up becoming the mentor to the person that destroyed his village. So he kind of grows up being trained by the person he's trying to kill, which is an interesting story from Mad Cave.
Okay. And then wrapping up our number ones here, they've got Titans, Doctor Who, The Prison Paradox. Doctor Who fans obviously always love a new story. I don't know. I'm not well versed in Who. I don't know if this is actually. I think it's new stuff, but Richie will have to look and see which Doctor it is to tell me.
This is, I believe this is I'm going to get attacked for this. I want to say the 13th Doctor. I could be wrong. But
the actor on it, it was
I'm not sure.
Terrible.
But I will tell you that the thing I like about this is Dan Waters is behind it. Dan Waters is the writer of Batman Dark Patterns. He's taken on a few other writing responsibilities at Marvel, and he is quickly becoming one of my favorite writers. I think he knows how to capture voices, a la Tom King or Tom Taylor. I put him up kind of where they're at right now. So very excited to jump in on this.
And continuing on the Street Fighter Masters, Guile gets his issue up here for that. So Udon Entertainment has that. Beyond that, like I said, this is a great time to turn around and browse trade paperbacks, to browse for collections or for original graphic novels. That's really a big deal. I would say is something to kind of check out on this.
I had a note about Overstreet Guide.
Oh yeah, let's just pull up Gemstone for.
So this might be for people that are very interested in the value of their comic book collection.
Yeah, so Overstreet prints out a annual guide. It is a good use and source for the generic books, not the highly volatile. For something that's first appearance of Captain America kind of thing. Well, that sets a new price every single time it sells, right? And and that works all the way through Silver Age and even modern stuff. I was just reading today about how there's a little bit of rebounding going on with Ultimate Fallout 4. Has seen several copies here recently sell for more than the average in this past week. But this is a really good, if you need the resource, I know a lot of people do pick this up. There was some questions because Gemstone Publishing was deeply tied with Diamond and Geppy, and we didn't know who was what. Well, it's still continuing. It's still coming out, and we do have access to get that in here. What was the one I saw? I saw something on the trades here. I think it was Titan, right? That does this. No, it's not Titan. It's one of the other ones. It's right at the top. Like this 2080 annual hardcover, one of 500. There's a couple trades that you're going to find in here that have two different covers, a mass market and a direct cover. And if one says like 1/1000 in it, it means they're only printing 1,000 copies of that cover. Still get the cover you like, but because it's a little bit of collectability, but not a ton. I wouldn't say it's a really big deal, but that's what that means on some of the trades, that they're limited to so many copies. So anything that in our system, if it's 1/, that's the print run. If it's 1:, that's how many it is. So like
that was a Detective Kaiju that we were talking about.
What? Oh, Detective Kaiju. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And that was it massive?
Massive Publishing.
Yeah. Okay. Yep,
there you go.
Right. So again, this cover here is limited to 1,000 copies. This cover here is going to be the one that they keep in print. Both are going to, will be available. So you can kind of take a look at that. The other one I had was something we're adding to the site by request. If we come here to Keenspot, Mark Spears Monsters, which we've put the orders in for the Halloween trick or treat bags. We haven't even seen them yet. but he's coming back with a Dirty Krampus blind bag for Christmas.
Dirty Krampus.
So
Okay.
issue number 8 of Mark Spears Monsters will have another blind bag offering. Now, here's the deal. We have the blind bag or we have the 2-pack. Well, why is that a thing? What's going on there? Well, I'm finishing up here, and it'll be ready here in about an hour. The 2-packs will be unlimited numbers. We typically restrict everything on the website to 1 copy. If it is a pre-order, you can contact us, and we will get you allow you to order multiple copies. But the 2-pack will be unrestricted. So if you said, "Oh, I need 10 of those," you can add 5 2-packs to you, and you can you'll get your 10 copies. It's our way of turning around and doing that. So any of the blind bags, I'm about to build that in for, what was it? Ultimate End has it, right?
Yep.
And
Ultimates and and what's the other one? There's another one.
There's another one. I've got it on my list. So those will be built in and ready for that. All of those will be valid all the way up until FOC ends. So you could turn around, and again, in blind bags, they are right now the hot topic of collectibles. So we're going to make it available to where you can turn around and get whatever quantity you want. And you're like, "Oh, I wanted 3." Well, cool. You can buy one of the 1 and one of the 2-pack, and you're covered.
You got 3. You're good.
Did you have anything else on your notes?
No, my friend. I think we went through everything. I did have a honorable mention of Mad Love hardcover coming out. I think that's a great comic.
26th edition of that was going to be there. And it had in it there was a little bit of extra content. It has the color guides.
Ooh, nice.
And Paul Dini had more. What was it? It was behind the scene look at the layouts and color guides by Tim, as well as an introduction by Paul Dini.
Very cool.
So a little bit new, but again, just if you don't have a reader copy, then this hardcover deluxe edition is a great way to have it. So you can always go back to it. It's a rereadable. So I think that's what we've got for this one. Like I said, we keep it kind of streamlined. We stay away from all of the hype books, because we'll hit that on the half-hour hypes, and but just give you guys the option so that you can leisurely browse through here and be able to place your orders for the different things that you're looking for.
Yep. And like Keith said at the beginning, if you see something and you're like, "Man, I really wish I could do this," message us, send us an email, talk to us. We're always trying to make this easier and try to find a way. We're locked in by website design on certain things, but this is our goal is to make it easier and more user-friendly every month.
So thanks everybody for tuning in, and we will catch you again.
Bye, guys.